Good day, my dear students. I hope you are all healthy and safe at home. Guys, I would like to make an announcement which is related to your studies. As you are all aware, we have started an online video course, okay, since we are not able to continue our studies at school because of the current crisis. So we thought that in this way we can catch up with our subjects and we don't fall behind. Guys, it's important for you to know that we will start with your reading and writing book, because your listening and speaking book that needs interaction, that needs you and me to be in the same class and discussing the subjects, and we will have a lot of activities which need discussion and speaking practice. Since we can't do that, so we will explain the subjects inside your reading and writing book. Guys, I want you to open up your reading and writing book and go to page 146, unit 7. As you know, we finished unit 6, okay, in this book, and we will start with unit 7. Guys, the unit question is, how are children and adults different? So this is the unit question. So you have to think about this. On one side you have children, on the other side you have adults, and how are they different? Okay, children are like this picture. This picture, it's a picture of a child. Okay, but adults, okay, who is an adult, or who can we call an adult? A person over the age of 18. Okay, it is normally and legally called an adult. Okay, that person steps into adulthood. Okay, so he gradually becomes a grown man or a woman, depending on the based on the gender. Guys, activity A, here it says discuss these questions with your classmates. Okay, you can ask your friends. Okay, I know you all use social media and messaging and different apps to connect with each other, or at home you can ask around these questions. Question 1: at what age does a person become an adult? This is a question for you. Okay, in my opinion, at the age of 18. Okay, maybe your opinion is different from mine. Maybe you say 24 or 25 or 26. Okay, totally depends on you. Are you an adult? So this is a question for yourself. Okay, are you an adult? If you are under the age of 18, so we can't call you an adult. But over the age of 18, okay, you can be called an adult. Okay. 3, the third question. Look at this photo. So the photo is this one. What is the child doing? This child holding a cup. How is he acting like an adult? So first you have to look at the picture. Okay, look at the man, what he is, holding, and they are sitting, outside a house, and the child is holding a cup. Okay, they are both, laughing and, obviously chit-chatting. Okay, look at this picture closely. Okay, and then you can answer this question. The child, how is he acting like an adult? How is he acting like this adult man? Okay, that is the question. And what is he doing? What do you think he is doing? Okay, you can like think of 3 to 4 points about this picture. I will leave that to you. Okay, guys, we will go to B. In activity B, as you can see the sound sign, we have to listen to the audio. Okay, you all have the CD, and after listening to the audio, okay, you can answer this question. Okay, which is you put these phrases under the correct column. Okay, it is some characteristics of children and adults. Okay, so for children, okay, I listened to the audio myself and I did the second one. Okay, the first one is done. Adults are logical, meaning they can think logically. Okay, they can consider the facts. Okay, and they can use logic. They can make good decisions. Okay, but children, okay, we use C, have good imagination. Okay, so you all know that if you ask a child, okay, and if you tell them imagine something in your mind, and they can tell you interesting stuff. Okay, and that's why children have good imagination. Okay, and you can do the other ones. For example, change moods quickly. Which one? Change moods quickly. Okay, and understand life better. Which one understands life better? Okay, I will leave that to you, which is your homework. Okay, guys, and we will turn the page. We are done with this, and we will go to the next page. Guys, for activity D, okay, obviously you can see this table, okay, and it says you have to discuss this, okay, with your classmates. So you can't do that, but you can do this on your own. Let me, give you the idea how to do this one. Okay, it says, how do you define an adult? Okay, this is asking you. You can write down your name and the name of a friend of yours, and you can add another name as well. Okay, another person you know, and you can ask them these questions. Okay, look at the question. Are you an adult when you, okay, you use one of these. Are you an adult when you are 18 years old? Aram agrees. Do you see the tick? And Lana agrees as well. Okay, and when you come to the total, okay, we have 2 yes. That Y stands for yes. We have 2 yes, right? And we don't have any no. Okay, so, and the second one. When you're an adult, are you an adult when you are 21 years old? So they both agree. So we have 2 yes. Okay? Are you an adult when you get married? They both agree. So that means yes. So we write down 2 yes. Okay? Are you an adult when you own a home? Meaning when you have a house. Aram disagrees, but Lana agrees. So we have 1 yes, 1 no. Okay? So the idea of this one is you can pick, two of your friends, including yourself, and you can answer, these questions. Ask them about these. Okay? This is the idea of this one, and as you can see, this is a sample for you, okay? So you can have a better understanding how to do this. Guys, for E, exercise E, we have 3 pictures. Okay, the picture of a man on a skate, and the picture of another young man, obviously working in a supermarket, and the picture of a young lady holding a cup and several medals, around her neck. Look at these pictures, okay? These pictures, so each picture, okay, sends a message, okay, has a message in itself, okay? So look at the pictures and try to understand why do we call this person an adult? Why do we call this one an adult? Why do we call this one an adult? Okay, so the first one, in my opinion, this is my opinion, the first one is an adult because he can stand on his own feet and he can decide and for himself, and see, based on his appearance and age, he must have an independent life and a house. Okay, and I will leave the other 2 pictures for you, okay, to think about. Guys, as you all know, before reading practice, so we have a text, okay, but before that we have a group of vocabularies, a group of new vocabularies to learn, which are used in the text. Okay, so I will read the vocabularies to you, and I did some of them, okay, I put the vocabulary, into these blanks to complete the sentence, but you will have to do the other ones yourselves. Guys, define is a verb. As you can see, this is the word. Okay, grown is an adjective. With the body means with the body of an adult, not a child. Okay, so this grown, this word refers to the body of a human being. Okay, a human being, a person is grown, or a person is, still a child. Judgment is a noun, and it's your ability to make, good decisions. Legal meaning it is okay with the law. The law says, or, the government tells you that's okay to do. It's okay for you to do that, so that's legal. Illegal is the opposite of this one. Organize is to plan or arrange something. Permission is when someone gives you permission, they tell you it's okay to do that thing. Okay? Responsibility, a duty to take care of someone or something. When I tell you it is your responsibility to take care of your brother. Okay? So that means that's your duty. It is your job. Okay? Right, what you can do, especially according to the law. So it is my right to study. Okay? That is, right. Vote is to choose someone or, something formally. Okay? So you choose a person or, something, formally. And you say, I want this person, okay, to be the president. So you vote for this person. Guys, your job is to put these words into, these blanks. And so this, in this way, you complete the sentences. I have done 4 of these, and you can do the others, and using these words, and you can use your dictionary to give you a better understanding of the meaning of these words. Number 1, this chart will help you organize your ideas for writing. Okay, organize. Most children can't always make good choices because they don't have good judgment. Number 3, I am 75 years old. All of my children are grown. Okay? And number 4, in the United States, people dash for president every 4 years. Vote. Okay? So your homework is to put the other ones into the blanks. Okay? Guys, turn the page. We have a new subject today, and that is called marking the margins. Okay, so let's find out what this is. Good readers think about the text as they read. They are active readers. One way to become an active reader is to mark the margins. And I have to explain that margins are spaces, are empty spaces on left side and right side of a text. So this is a paragraph, right? This is the left side of the paragraph, and this is the right side of the paragraph. So this is called margin. Okay? The margins are the white space on each side of a text. Okay, as I just said. Make marks in the margins when you find something interesting. Okay, when you find something interesting, use this mark. When you read something you don't understand, use this mark, the question mark. And when you agree or disagree with the text, for example, when you agree, tick it. But when you disagree, cross it. Look at this paragraph, exercise A. And this paragraph shows us how to mark the margin. Guys, as you know, in this paragraph, it shows us how to mark the margins. Okay, how to mark the, spaces on each side of a text. As you can see, guys, a question mark is for, when you don't understand a sentence or an idea in a paragraph. Exclamation mark is when something is interesting to you. Okay, it attracts your attention. And when you agree with something, you tick it. You tick the idea as it is, done, here. And when you don't agree, when you disagree with an idea, you use a cross. For example, the reader of this paragraph, wrote down a question mark, okay, beside this sentence, bullet ants. Okay, so the reader doesn't understand the meaning of bullet ants. And by the way, guys, this is a picture of bullet ant. It is a type of ant. Okay, and do you see this exclamation mark? This is to show you that the reader thinks this idea is interesting. Okay, the boys must put their hands inside the gloves for 10 minutes. So that is interesting. And the last one, okay, do you see this tick? So that means the reader agrees with this idea. Man must know how to handle painful situations in life. Okay? And below we have some questions. Okay? And question 1, okay, it says, what does the reader not understand? So, bullet ants. Do you see? Bullet ants, in circle. Number 2, what does the reader think is interesting? Okay, do you see the sentence, underlined? Okay, so the reader thinks this is interesting. You can write the sentence here. And what does the reader agree with? This is the last one. Do you see the underlined sentence? So this is what he, agrees with. Okay, guys, so now you know how to mark the margins. Guys, we're done with this. Let's go to, our text. But before the text, we have to preview, the text. The preview says, scan the article, scan the paragraphs, and, find out what are the 4 ways to define an adult. Okay, I, scanned the text, but I only could, find 2 ways to define an adult. Okay, see if you can find other ways to define an adult. Okay, I left those 2 blanks for you guys. Okay, so now you know how to do that. In activity E, we have to, quick write a few lines. Quick write a few lines about, how do you define an adult? So this is for you, and you have to think. How do you define an adult? What is an adult in your opinion? For example, in my opinion, adult is someone who is over 18 years old. Adult is someone who has a house. For example, adult is someone who is, married. So these are my ideas, of an adult person. So you have to think and write down a few lines. 2 or 3 lines will do. And we will use these, lines for the unit assignments, which we will have in the end of our unit. Guys, now it is time to read the text. Okay, let's read the text, and a note for you guys. You can also listen and read the text at the same time. Okay, do you see the sound sign? You can use the audio to practice listening and reading at the same time. Okay, what is an adult? How do you know when a person is an adult? Does the person's age tell you? Or is an adult a person who takes on responsibility for work and family? There are different ways to define an adult. Okay, let's find out how many ways we have to define adult. The first one is age. One way to define an adult is by age, but countries have very different ideas about legal age of an adult. In China, men can marry at age 22 and women at age 20. However, in Bolivia is a country in South America, the legal ages are 16 for men and 14 for women, with their parents' permission. Okay, in those countries, so they need permission, okay, to marry, and this is especially for those countries, okay, which are behind. Okay, they are not fully developed countries, okay, like the European countries and so on. In Brazil, a 16-year-old can vote, okay, but in most African nations, people get this right at age 21. The legal driving age in Ethiopia is 14. Ethiopia is a country in Africa, okay, is 14. And in Russia it is 18, driving age. The legal age of an adult is different around the world from a country to another country. Guys, the second way to define an adult is, using body. Another way to define an adult is by the person's body. An adult is a person who is grown, okay? When you look at their body, it is, grown. They are not a child and can have children, okay? This is a physical definition of an adult, okay? Physical definition, as you can see, the definition of physical is here. Relating to the body, not the mind, okay? Guys, be careful. When, something is connected with the mind and how the mind works, we call it psychological, okay? But when something is connected with the body, we call it physical, okay? According to this definition, a 16-year-old is usually an adult, according to this definition, okay? According to the body definition. Let's go to the brain definition. Teenagers may have fully grown bodies, but they don't usually think like adults. Their bodies usually stop growing at about age 17, but one part of the brain continues to grow until a person is about 25. So this is a interesting fact, that's why I used an exclamation mark. Guys, so this is how I am marking the margin. This part of the brain is the frontal lobe. Let me show you a picture of the frontal lobe. Guys, this green area of the brain, okay, which is located in front of the brain, okay, so this is called the frontal lobe of the brain. And so we have to find out, see the job of, the frontal lobe. Helps a person to understand cause and effect, okay? It helps you to understand why something happens or because of what. It helps a person to use good judgment, making good decisions, solving problems, plan and organize. When this part of the brain is fully grown at age 25, a person thinks like an adult. This is a psychological definition of an adult. Okay, so I marked this one as well using an exclamation mark because it is interesting. That's why I marked it. Okay, let's turn the page. Guys, another way to define adult is responsibilities. Another way of defining an adult is as a person who can take on important responsibilities like a job and a family. An adult respects others and understands that his or her own needs are not always the most important. This is the social definition of an adult. So the social definition of an adult is when they understand that they are not always the most important person or thing. Some teenagers behave like adults, okay, but most are not that responsible until they are over 20 years old. So that was the fourth way to define an adult. We have another question, okay, in the sixth paragraph. What is an adult? This is another, question. There is no moment when a person becomes an adult. Teenagers don't usually act or think like adults, but they begin to learn about adult responsibility. Okay, teenagers, they begin to learn about, the responsibilities that their parents or, adults around them, shoulder. With each new responsibility, driving, working, voting, and having a family, a person comes closer to being a full adult. Okay, most people agree that by age 25, a person is a full adult. So the age of 25, it is believed that when people reach this age, they are a full adult, in every single aspect. And we have a definition of social. Okay, you may ask this question: what is the meaning of social? It is connected with people who live in a place and the way they live together. Okay, people living in a place and the way they live together. So that is the definition of social, okay, which was used above. And now we are done with the text, guys. I want you to read the text, doubly and triply to, understand it better. And you can listen to the audio as well. And after the text, we have, some questions. Okay, guys, and it is time to go to the exercises after, reading the text. Exercise B, it says, circle the main idea of the textbook excerpt, okay? The main idea of this. Which one of these is the main idea? In my opinion, there are, number 3, there are different ways to define an adult. This is, the main idea of this, article. This is my opinion, guys. I may be wrong, so use your opinion and do this one. Choose, circle it. Circle the correct answer. And exercise C, okay? So you circle the best answer that completes this statement, okay? So it also, has to be done, by looking back at the text. You have to go back, to the text, and then you can choose the correct answer. A man in China can marry when he is dash years old. 22, okay? You look at the text and that is 22. You circle it. And you have to do the other ones yourselves. That is your homework. Guys, look at activity D. It says, read the different definitions of adult. Okay, we have social definition, psychological definitions, physical definition, and legal definition, according to the text. And we have to, write these, words next to the definition. Do you see the definitions, they are given? We have to write down the words, next to the definition. The first one is psychological. Okay, an adult is a person who uses good judgment and can make decisions, solve problems, and can plan and organize. So this is obviously related to psychological definition of an adult. See if you can do the other ones and ask me, okay, if you couldn't, find the correct answer. And guys, we have activity E and F in the end. Activity E, it says, the textbook excerpt says, teenagers, this is a, sentence from the text, teenagers may have fully grown bodies, but they don't usually think like adults. Do you agree or do you disagree? Why? Guys, I need your, opinion about this, okay? So you can search, you can Google, and you can find, answers for this one, but use your opinion, okay? Use your own answer. Do you agree with this? That teenagers, they may have fully grown bodies, but they don't usually think like adults, okay? And F. For F, okay, you look back at your quick write. If you remember, for quick write, we wrote a few lines about, how we define an adult. And here it says, after reading the text, what do you think now about adult? Okay, what do you think about an adult person right now? Did you change your opinion of, adulthood? Okay, so this asks for your opinion. How do you define adult now after reading the text? This was before reading the text, and this is after reading the text. Okay? So, guys, now turn the page. Now you know how to do, the exercises. Now we go to another section. Okay, guys, now we go to another section of our unit, which is write what you think. Okay, as you know. So in this section, we are given 2 or 3, sometimes 4 questions, and based on our opinion, we pick one of those questions and then we write down the answer here, as you can see. Okay, but first we have to explain the questions, then you can, make your choice and write down the response in your opinion for that question. Okay. Number one, which ideas in reading one? Okay. By reading one, meaning the text. Okay. Do you not understand? Ask your classmates to explain them. Okay. So you have to ask, yourself if you, can't ask, your classmates because we are not in school. Ask yourself that what ideas in reading one you don't understand. Okay. Okay. And when you, find the answers, use this symbol. Use this question mark in the margins. Okay. For the ideas you don't understand. Question 2. Which ideas in reading one did you mark as interesting? Exclamation mark. Okay. Why are they interesting to you? Okay. So, for example, I don't know if you noticed or not, I, wrote 2, interesting ideas, and I marked the margins with an exclamation mark. Okay. And I have to, say, also I have to, write, why do I think that those ideas are interesting to me? Okay, what is the reason behind those? Number 3, which ideas in reading one did you agree or disagree with? Give your reasons. Okay, for example, you agree with one idea when it says a person is an adult when they reach age 25, when they become 25 years old. You can say I agree, okay, tick it, or disagree. But you have to give your reasons, okay? Why do you agree with this idea from the reading, and why do you disagree with this idea from the reading as well? Exercise B says choose one question from these 3 and write down your answer. For example, guys, I chose number 2, okay? So number 2, it is about, what is interesting for you in the text. For example, 2 things were interesting for me in the, text. The first one was teenagers may have fully grown bodies, okay, but they don't usually think like adults. And another point was that the bodies, the physical structure of, human beings stops growing, okay, at the age of, 20. But there is a part of the brain which is called frontal lobe that continues to grow until the age of 25. For example, I wrote, I didn't write it here, okay, that's why I wanted to tell you verbally. And I want to, give you ideas. Okay, this is not for me, it is for you. Okay, that's why I didn't write it, but you have to write it when you choose the question. And the answer should be written here. So that is done. Guys, we have the second reading. Okay, and here we have some new words, and you do know how to do these. You read the sentences, okay, and you can see the new words written in red, and they are underlined as well. Okay, so you have to write down the new words in red beside their correct definition. The definitions are given here. The first one, all of the students like to participate in the class discussion. It's a noisy class. Okay, so when we search for the definition here, so we find it, in C, participate, to do something together with other people. So this is participating. Okay, and it is also a verb. That is very important. It's a verb. Number 2, on this map, the colors green and blue represent land and water. So represent is to be an example or a sign of something. Okay, so E is the definition of represent. And the third one, the teachers in our school collect our homework every day. That is why I always have it ready. Okay, so the new word is collect, and this is the definition of collect: to take things from different people and places and put them together. Okay, collect is a verb, And so B is the correct answer for the third one. Guys, you know, I put question marks, you know, next to the other blanks. So that is your homework. And you can use, you know, your dictionary to have a better understanding of the other words. And if you have any problems, you can comment me, you know, on the page, and I will answer you. Okay, and I will help you to, you know, do the exercises. Guys, that's it for today. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I hope you don't have, you know, any problem with the exercises, because they're all, you know, clear. And if you have any questions, or if anything is not clear, you can comment me and ask whatever, you know, question you might have. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great time, and I hope to see all of you successful and happy. Thank you very much.